Okay, Paul, thanks for your time, first of all. A new signing, of course, arrival today, George Williams, someone you know well. What will he bring to the squad?
He will bring a position, a right side defender. So he'll bring. I've had Max Amir playing in that position. It hasn't really been a position that I've concluded. So George comes in and competes in that side of the pitch. So he'll bring, firstly, a right side defender of a good age, someone I know well, educated, a good team player. Will add more value than just maybe the 90 minutes on a Saturday. He'll add value every day. Trains very well. He sets good standards. And having known him for 18 months when I was at MK Dons, as soon as I knew he was available, I thought it was a very sensible decision, and I'm very much looking forward to having him part of my team.
Yeah, was it a position that you were actively looking to strengthen in, or was it just the way that things fell into place?
Yeah, often that's the case. It's a number of circumstances that all align and work together in order to make something possible. You know, it's not just a case of saying, we want a player here and we'll go and find that player. The player has to want to do it. The club has to want to release the player or sell the player, whatever it may be. Then there's often an agent involved. So there's a number of things that have to all be work together. And this one worked together, and it made it a simple decision for me. So yeah, he was available, and I've been able to secure George on a longer contract as well than just, it's not a loan, it's a permanent deal. So he joins over an extended period of time, which means that, you know, I'm looking forward to him being part of a sort of a developing team.
Yeah, and is he someone that you feel can go straight into the team if you need him to?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And whether he will or not, it's a different matter, because I thought we played really well on Tuesday. But in time, yes.
Yeah, and you've said many times, of course, in the past that striker's a position that you'd like to add to your squad in that particular up front. Is there anything that's getting closer to happening in that position?
No. Well, yes is the first answer, which we are still looking in a number of positions, but centre forward is a clear one that, especially with a couple of injuries, we are probably slightly weaker in. No is the answer to, have we got anything likely to happen? And I suppose yes will be the next question, which would be, are we still going to look and try? Yes, we will be still looking and trying, but it is notoriously difficult to sign and make a good signing in January in that particular position. Everyone tends to be looking there, and it's you've got to be really careful that you don't get sucked into something that might feel good at the time, but it's not great long term. So I think we've got to be pretty selective about it, but we will be looking, yeah.
Yeah. And an update on the players that were missing on Tuesday, Oztumer and Nicholson, are they getting closer for the weekend?
In training, they're on the training ground. There's always a gap between the first day you're back on the training ground and when you're fit to compete and be back at 100%. And we're kind of in that bracket at the moment. Still 48 hours before the game, so there's still a chance.
Yeah. Do you look at the table at this time of the season, Paul? Are you concerned by the league tables?
I look at the table every day of the season, because I'm a professional person, and that's where the team is judged. As a professional, of course, I look at it and I understand where we are. As a manager of this team, I'm sure we're going to be absolutely fine. I've been in situ now for 2 months. The team is beginning to play with some of the fluency that I expect and would want to see in the team. Tuesday night at Crewe gave me great heart from what I saw, and the energy and the bravery in the team to play football in certain areas and be forward thinking. I am trying to put my own stamp on things, of course. That's what I've got to do. I'm by no means there yet, and you know, I'm still trying to find the best way to get the best out of the players that we have at Bristol Rovers currently. So I suppose I am, of course, aware of the league table. Every game is vitally important, no matter where you are on the table. But I am more than confident that with the progress we've made already, with the players that we have, with the feedback I'm getting from the players, that we're going to be absolutely fine and we're going to move up the table over the next 20 plus games.
Mm. Does it make it too soon then to say games are must win?
Every game. Sorry, well, in time you'll learn from it. The most important game is always the next game. And when you've had 1,000 matches like I have as a manager, you suddenly you do realise, although it's an incredibly obvious cliche, it's all about the next game, and the most important game is always the next one, because you just can't afford to take your eyes off the ball. And this game is the most important game because it's the next game, and it's Oxford away on Saturday, playing against a very good team, and we need to be on our toes.
Yeah. What sort of a game are you expecting from Oxford?
A fluid. They play football. I'm expecting some space and how well we utilise the space, or stop their space. And I'm expecting a good football match. And they've come a bit more form recently, so well done them. But it's from the way we've played, the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm expecting that we can give them a good game, and we just got to take every game. And it's as close as you are to losing 2 or 3 in this league. I think we're as close to winning 2 or 3 in a row. So that might be the start of that run now this week on Saturday.
Yeah, and you say they're in good form, but they haven't played that many games, have they, of late? Will that have any impact or effect on the game at all, do you think?
You can put that both ways, can't you? One team would be more tired, one team would be more rested. Either way, I wouldn't use that as an advantage or a disadvantage. You can spin it both ways, really. They're professional footballers. They need to be mentally prepared, and they should be able to get through playing football. And it's our job as coaches and managers to either increase training if we need it or reduce training to balance that. So I don't really think that's a major factor in this. I just want our boys to go out and play with the same encouragement and positivity that they did on Tuesday and have done in many of the games that I've seen. If I go back over the previous few games, we did fantastic against Sheffield United, against the Premiership team. We were competitive against Charlton, should have got a result, and we should have got a lot more out of Tuesday. So I'm taking note of that and using that to spur us into Saturday.
Yeah, and we can't talk about Oxford without mentioning Matty Taylor, of course, a familiar face towards everyone who's associated with Bristol Rovers. How much of a threat could he potentially be?
How much? Well, he is a threat. How we quantify that? Let's talk about that in hindsight once we've done a job to stop him being a threat. But I know about him. Played against him a number of times. He knows how to put the ball in the net. We have to reduce those opportunities, but he's a good player.
Yeah, and Karl Robinson, the manager, is he someone you know well?
I've come across Karl now for sort of 10 years plus. So yeah, I know enough of him to know how his team will play. And I've always had some very good tussles with his teams, and always been very respectful of how well he puts the team together. So I'm expecting nothing less this week than a tough game.
Good luck on the weekend, Paul. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. I'll see you, Dan.
Thank you.